What's up, guys? This is Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm here today at Regal Acura in Lakeland, Florida, bringing you the fully redesigned, all-new 2021 Acura TLX Type S, super handling, all-wheel drive in your platinum white pearl. This is a sleek, distinct styling. What is the Type S? It's performance from stop to go and turn, with luxury like leather trim seats, making the Type S the best of both worlds, a balanced ride, comfort, and handling. The heritage comes into play with the NSX back in 1997 to 2001. Unfortunately, we didn't receive that model. It was only in Japan. We did, however, get the 2000 and 2001 Integra Type R, 2002 to 2006 RSX Type S, and then the 2007 to 2008 TL Type S, finally bringing back the sports line to the Acura with the Type S badge since 2008. We're going to go over all the specs and details, starting now. The performance sedan is where Acura comes from, going against your Audi S4, BMW 340i, not the RS line, or your M cars, sculpted for speed, reminiscent of the 2008 TL Type S. Blood-pumping design, that's going to start with your open dark surface Pentagon mesh grille, which feeds air to the exclusive turbocharged engine. The lower splitter is going to help generate downforce. It's going to be a little bit wider than your Germans at 75.2 inches and a height of 56.4 inches. The TLX Type S Jewel Eye LED projected low, high, signature daytime runnings, dynamic sculpted hood, which will channel and direct airflow to maximize performance, pronounced fenders, enclosing 20-inch shark gray multi-spoke aluminum alloy wheels. The front discs are going to be larger, reading at 14.3 inches. That's about 1.3 inches larger with Brembo 4-piston calipers. The front is going to be 40% stiffer for your springs, lower anti-roll bars for the front and rear, double wishbone front suspension, a multi-link rear suspension. Because the TLX has a long stance, it's going to be more comparable to your BMW 5 Series and your Audi A6 at 196.4 inches, a wheelbase at 113 inches. Rear bias, super handling all-wheel drive, electromechanical limited slip differential. The aerodynamics, the design comes into play with a seamless build crafting of motion even at a sit still. A dramatic, profound rear spoiler worked together with a lower diffuser to reduce lift. Body framing, LED tail lamps, and aggressive quad exhaust outlets with your diffuser and the high gloss black polish. You can opt for some carbon fiber, which would be on the wing as well, and just set a different appearance. But honestly, I like the high gloss black polish because it really gives a sporty look to this TLX. Front and rear parking sensors, reverse camera. They do offer a 360-degree camera going inside to your cargo at 13.5 cubic feet. A little bit of storage underneath the floor. The rear bench folds at a 60-40 split. The Acura TLX Type S packs performance with a 3.0-liter V6 single twin scroll turbocharged engine producing 354 pound-feet of torque paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Peak torque starts at low RPMs around 1400 with a 15.1 psi of boost to the cylinders, accomplishing 19 to 25 mpgs. Acura will be bringing the Type S line to the MDX, so now we're going to have SUV performance from Acura. The redesign of this TLX Type S will be better with your stop, your go, your turn, more horsepower, tuned suspension. Let me know what you think about the 2021 Acura TLX Type S. As we go into the interior, go over the tech, and take this for our test run. Entering inside the TLX Type S, you're going to get 37.2 inches of headroom, 42.2 inches of legroom, enhanced sports seating. They're bucket front seats in your Milano Orchid leather with your ultra suede. You got the contrast stitching and piping. They're also perforated. 16-way power adjustments include your lumbar support, your thigh extension, side bolsters, and memory seats for the driver. The passenger receives the same thing. You're going to get your ventilated, your heated seats, and I like the setup. You're going to have real aluminum accents through the center with your dynamic mode right here in the center that focuses on that sport heritage in the vehicle. I like the stitch work that's on the dash. I wish there was a little bit more of a soft texture. You have your 10.2-inch full HD display with your true touchpad interface. This includes Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, Bluetooth, streaming audio, Wi-Fi hotspot, HD radio with your ELS Studio 3D Premier audio sound system. 17 speakers are inside this cabin, dual climate control settings, QI wireless charger, cup holders. You can fit about a 20 ounces, 16.9 ounce water bottle, opening up in here to some more storage and USB for the elbows, soft on both sides. And I like that they got a little palm holder here. The only disadvantage is when you drive the vehicle, you tend to hit the navigation a little bit because of the touchpad interface. You'll have the flat bottom Type S badge with the perforated leather on the steering wheel, got the soft leather on the top and bottom, multi-function, paddle shifters, gauge cluster will have a 7-inch color multi-information display with your tachometer and odometer and analog. I like that we have an edgeless rear view mirror because the setup in here just feels super sporty. Because it's a little bit wider and longer, you do feel it as a driver. As for the door panel, you get the aluminum inlays, one touch up and down for all the windows, and you can fit probably about 3 to 4 16.9 ounce water bottles set with your moonroof. Let's check out the back seats. For the back seats, I'm at 36.3 inches of headroom, 34.9 inches of legroom. We do have two cup holders here that you could maybe fit a 20 ounce, a 16.9 ounce is pretty tight in there, but you do have an area you can fit a smaller phone. You have your climate control vents in the back with some storage behind both of the front seats. Elbows soft on both sides, and it's just a pretty comfortable sit back here. Because it's a little bit longer, you actually have quite a bit of space. I have the seats in the position I would be sitting, and you can see no problems. Door panel, you get the ELS audio sound system with the metal interior, one touch up and down, and storage you can fit about 1 to 2 16.9 ounce water bottles. The floor is not completely flat. Let's see how I look in the center. Sitting into the middle, head space is none. Leg space, I'm completely against the front of the center console, and I'm blocking the air vents. The good thing about it though is the fact that even if you do block these vents and you're a lot shorter than me, you actually can feel air all around the cabin, so they do circulate it well. It's just going to be a little bit tight if you fit someone in the center. But sitting onto the side, you're going to have a lot of space. You're going to feel the AC a lot better, and I like the fact that the speakers are right above your head as well, so you can really hear that studio sound system even in the back. Taking the all-new TLX Type S out on our test drive. V6, turbocharged, all pluses in my book, especially with the dynamics of this particular vehicle, because it already feels ultra wide and aggressive, the stance inside. I just really feel like I'm going to be on a track, even though it's not necessarily track derived. That would be more for your Type R. The Type S is going to have the luxury amenities where you can still get the performance, but you can still drive the car on a daily basis. So that's one of the main differences between the two. The thing that I do like is that they're bringing the performance line back, because it hasn't been here since 2008. And Acura, it's just been kind of missing out on these perspectives, because when you get their line, it's kind of like an Audi or BMW. You want next tiers to give you more sports and thrills. Okay, we're gonna stop in the middle of the road, put it into sport mode so we can paddle shift, give it some throttle. Oh man, it is super aggressive. Wow, that is a fun exhaust note. You just want to keep giving it gas. And like I was saying on the exterior, the RPMs, it really does work at a low note. So that is something great. Try to give it a little gas here. Oh, that exhaust note is lovely. Even at a 2-3 RPM, it really sets a good tone. And you have the performance to back it up. It actually does put you back into the seat. I have the bolstering in the seat, so it's holding me like a race car, so I do like that. As you get up to a higher speed, it's still fairly quiet, which is also something that just gives you the best of both worlds. It's a practical car and a fun car all in one. And that's what the Type S is all about. It doesn't, suffer on the suspension, so it's going to be ultra firm. It doesn't give you any of those amenities. Brembo brakes, so we're going to see the stopping. no issues. 4-piston calipers in the front, so you're going to be able to stop more or less on a dime. Check that turn radius, which I'm assuming it's a little bit of a longer vehicle, and it's also wider stance, so maybe about 1.5 lanes, 2 lanes. It's getting right at 2 lanes, giving us some gas, and it livens up. It feels so nice and fun. I mean, the car just goes. Now, there is 3 things that I like and 3 things that I dislike, because anything more than that, I'd be buying this vehicle. So the 3 things that I like, obviously you already know the performance in it. It is really good for this segment, and I like the fact that Acura has brought the Type S back into their line for performance. Another thing that I like, when you change the dynamic mode, it will change not just the aggressiveness of the RPM and the transmission, but it also gives you like a little video that shows you that it's going to be normal, comfort, or sport derived. The last thing that I like, that they put the flat bottom steering wheel and they put the Type S badging, because I'm so tired of seeing a performance driven car and they'll put like an airbag symbol or something. So it really does set the vehicle apart. 3 things that I dislike about the vehicle is the cargo space. There's like an X when you put the rear seat bench down, so you really can't fit a lot of cargo, but this is a sports derived sedan, so we can kind of sort of disqualify that more or less. The second thing that I dislike, and you know I'm going to say it, it's the navigation not being touchscreen, because this interface for this touchpad's got to be more technology than it would be to just put a touchscreen. And because we got this palm, I'm continuously hitting the navigation with my fingers because I just want to rest, and I have to actually grip a fist in order not to hit the navigation screen. The third thing that I dislike, doesn't have power telescoping steering wheel. I feel when you go to Acura, this should be power telescoping steering wheel. And the dynamics, you can see the car stays planted, which is a nice aspect because they really did work that sports tuned suspension to give you a more rigid feel. And it's not so low to the ground, so I can go over anything or any impurities and not really worry about it. If I want to turn that exhaust note, I just put it back into normal drive and just drive it like a normal luxury Acura. So now we're going to show you what the performance is in this line. At a stoplight, giving it some gas, rear bias, super all-wheel drive handling. Oh my gosh. And the nice thing about it is people, they don't expect the Acura to be so performance driven because Acura hasn't given us a Type S for so long. We're going to take this back to Regal Acura in Lakeland, Florida, go over the reverse camera and wrap this review up. Switching to reverse, you do have your trajectory and you got the front and rear parking sensor, so it does make it easier for your reversing. I'd like to thank Ken here at Regal Acura for giving us this 2021 Acura TLX Type S for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, click that subscribe button, check out the details, the merchandise, and everything we do here at Hawkeye Rides.